Today I am doing a Thanksgiving turkey spatchcocked, smoke roasted on my Kamado Joe. And if you have been a subscriber of my channel for a year now, you may have seen my previous spatchcocked turkey video last Thanksgiving about a year ago, where I actually cooked this thing, and the video was a bit rushed. It was clipped, had a lot of missing information, and I never got a good money shot, largely because I had a large party here and people were hungry. And I can't blame them because the food smelled really good, it looked really good. So I apologized at the end of that video, and I said I would do a better job next time. Well, here it is. But this time I have a little bit of foresight in me. I have actually done this video a few weeks before Thanksgiving this year, so I can actually take my time and enjoy it. So I hope you enjoy this, as I sure did. So keep watching. So what I got here is about 11.5 pound turkey, and I am going to prep it. I've thawed it already. I did a video on that if you want to take a look at that on my channel. But now that it's thawed, I can pull out the packet, the neck, and I can pull out this plastic piece here. There we go. And sometimes they put stuff under this flap here. There we go. So I pull out this stuff, this packet of goodies, like that. Okay, so there we go. So let's go ahead and get to work here. So since I'm going to spatchcock this bird, this is my favorite way of cooking this thing, I'm going to go ahead and reach in here, take a pair of poultry shears, and cut along the side of the backbone all the way down one side and then down the other, and remove the spine. So there we go, right? I cut the spine out, backbone. This is going to go into my drip tray with the rest of my fixings to collect the drippings when I cook this thing underneath the turkey to make gravy. So don't throw this away. Keep this. So there we go. So now I got the turkey here. Still partially frozen on the inside, looks like. All right, now let's go ahead and butterfly this sucker. Turn it over and start pulling it apart like this. And what you want to do is come up here. Alright, there we go. Let's get in there. So what you want to do now, this is a little bit slippery, but you want to push down the breast really hard until it pops like that. See? There we go. So the more flatter you make it, the better it'll be. So I'll push it again. There we go. So I popped the breastbone open and now it's laying flat. So there we go. So I've got spatchcocked, and it's now it's ready to flavor it. So now it's time to put on some flavoring. What I have here is some herb butter that I had made. And I have rosemary and thyme and some sage in there, some salt and pepper and some unsalted butter. I mixed it all together, chopped it up real fine, put it even in a food processor even, and mix it all together evenly. But I have a recipe. I make this up as I go along every time I make a turkey, so I don't have the exact ingredients, but I'll put maybe what I roughly used on the screen for reference in case you want to try the same thing. But the first thing I want to do, if I was in a hurry, I would just put the butter on top, but for the best flavor you want to get it underneath the skin. So what I'm going to do is separate the skin from the bird. Make sure you get all the way down by the legs too, and separate the skin all the way down in there too. Okay, now put the butter in. Just like this, a clump of it, throw it in there, smear it all around. Get it all the way down to the legs again. Okay, now I use about half the herb butter on the inside. I'm going to take the rest of it and smear it on the outside. That's better. I had to warm it up so it wouldn't stick to my gloves. Oh well. cold out here. I'm out in my garage doing this, and it's not the warmest day today, and being early November and all. So if it requires you to melt it a little bit and spread it, that's great. And there we go. It's all rubbed up and ready to go on the grill. What you're looking at here are my drip pans for my turkey. I have two of them because my turkey is about this long when I flattened it. So I wanted to collect all the drippings, so I'm using two pans. And what I have in here is a mixture of carrot, some celery, and some onion in equal portions, spread across both trays with a little bit of water in here to keep the initial drippings from burning to the pan early on. So and then in addition to this, I throw in parts of the turkey. Also, for starters, I'm going to throw in that backbone in one of the trays. Throw the neck in the other tray, and if you're so inclined, you can throw the heart in there, and the gizzard. And I skipped the liver. I don't like the flavor the liver offers, so this is all I'm doing. Now I'm here at my Kamado Joe. For those who haven't seen my other videos, this is a ceramic grill called the Big Joe, and I have it filled with natural element charcoal. I got some hardwood intermixed in here. I think I'm using applewood today, and I got a little fire started there, and I'm going to let this thing preheat for a little bit. Okay, now it's time to set up this grill for indirect cooking, so I need to put a heat plate or deflector in between the flames and the turkey. Okay, let's take a look here, and looks like we're ready to put on the drip pans. All right, let's put on the drip pans. Just like that. And then I put on the grate. Close the lid and let it get up to your temperature. All right, now it's getting warmed up. The wood's starting to burn. I'm going to go put the turkey on. Just like that. Now, turkey can be cooked at a lot of different temperatures. Over the years, I've started around 200 degrees, 225 on an old offset smoker I used to have, all the way to almost 400, 375, 400, 425 at times for like smaller birds, and that cooks them okay too. I find 300 to 350 is a good compromise range because it's high enough where the skin will crisp up and brown, but not too high where you risk cooking or overcooking part of the bird before the rest of it's done. And it also gives you just enough smoke from the wood chunks to give you a nice lightly smoked flavor, but not stay on for so long as a smoking turkey would. That would give you a lot of smoke. So 325, that's what I'm shooting for. All right, look at that. That's looking pretty done. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. All right, let's take it off. Next, it's time to take off the drip pans. So now I'll take the drippings and I'll pour them through a fat separator with the mesh screen on top. And sometimes it's a pretty good idea to put a little bit more water in each pan and rinse it around and get all the little bits of goodness out of there and put them through there as well. The result is a particulate-free, fat-separated gravy now. So I have all the poultry flavored juice down here, all the turkey and all the flavors all down here. I have some fat on top. I'm going to pour out the broth out from underneath the fat, and I'm going to pour that into my gravy. So it's time to make the roux to thicken the gravy, because if I don't do this, it's going to be very, very thin gravy, and I like sort of a medium to thin gravy, but not that thin. So I put about a half stick of unsalted butter in here, and about an equal portion of just plain old flour. Now I'm going to I got the heat on already. I failed to mention that before, but it's on a medium to medium high heat because you want to get this cooking, and stir it in as it melts. And the whole point of this is that it acts as a thickener to the gravy. And the reason why you do it this way, by making a roux rather than just pouring flour and butter right into the hot broth, is that the flour will clump up and it'll just make your gravy clumpy and icky. So what you do here is that you just put the flour that you want to use to thicken it in with an equal portion of butter like this, and you melt it over medium-high heat, I guess, until it's all stirred in really good and all combined. If it appears as if you misjudged the amount of flour, go ahead and add some more, or add more butter, whichever you think you messed up on. So I'm going to watch that and stir it and watch it for about a few minutes while it cooks here. So this here is called a white roux. It's pretty much means it's fresh. It's basically the color. The longer it cooks and the more often you stir it while it cooks, it'll start to darken to a red color ultimately, and even black if you're not careful. So that's why you got to keep stirring it. And the longer you cook it, the more flavor it develops, but it doesn't thicken as much. So a fresh white roux will thicken up your gravy the fastest, but it will have sort of a floury flavor to it. If you want it to have more of a richer flavor, let it cook for a while, but you might need to use more roux to thicken it. Now it's time to add this roux to the broth. You can scrape this out of the pan here and put it into a pot with the broth, but I'm going to save on the dishes here, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour the broth right into the pan. There we go. I left the icky stuff behind, and now I have all my broth in there with the roux, and now I just stir it until it until it's combined and homogeneously mixed together. And then you can turn down the heat to medium low or whatever you want, just to bring it to a simmer, maybe even a medium, and just stir it until it simmers, and heat it through and taste test it. Add some salt and pepper to it as you need to get to the right flavor you want. That's all you gotta do. The gravy's finished. And look at that. Oh, that looks delicious. Oh man, the nice brown skin. It'll darken spots, but it sure looks crispy. As well as all the juices coming out of this thing from sitting here for a little while. This thing is going to be juicy and tasty, I can tell. Man. When's dinner? Alright, I got some breast meat here with some of my homemade gravy on there. Go ahead and give us a little piece there and try it out. The gravy really takes it to a whole new level. This is really good. Get our little piece here. There we go. Man, you guys. Spatchcocking a turkey is, like, I think the easiest, best, fastest, most convenient way to cook your turkey. It's the best way to cook your turkey, I think, on a grill. It cooks more evenly. It cooks in probably close to half the time as it would in an oven, or if you cooked it, sorry, not in an oven, but just if you cook the bird whole, it'll take a few hours. This thing took 90 minutes or so. So killer, good technique, good gravy, good turkey. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out other videos on my YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe.